между третьим и четвертым.
А там люди есть?
Да,
Поднимай на состав.
поднимаю, начальника поднял.
Так всех, весь офицерский состав, офицерский корпус поднимай.
Леонид Алексеевич.
Да.
Алло, Припять, 3 и 4 блок горит крыша в результате аварии взрыва.
Угнило, давай.
Там уже подтвердили?
Не подтвердили, авария там произошла у них. Это диспетчер Припяти сказала. Пожарная охрана. Алло, Иванка. Значит, вы выезжаете в Припять.
I saw it again last night, slowly moving across the plain. I don't know what it is. Something dreadful. Alone, just through the trees. It stopped to look at me, its eyes wide open, burning. Whenever I see it, the smell of ozone is strong, hanging in the air. They say it was the world's greatest technology disaster, human error. Some say the devil was there that night. How could men alone create such suffering? Our lives in Kiev changed. Our little flat was always such a heaven. Mom would bake and the smell would fill the room. It felt like the outside world didn't matter. You could wrap yourself in it. Dad would sit in the evenings and read to us. Sometimes fairy tales. Sometimes it might be Chekhov or a Khlebnikov poem. Enormous arboreal monster, hanging high with rump of shocking size, grips a girl who fetched a pail of water, rolling at him her cajoling eyes. My father died when I was only 10. The zone took his life. Like so many, he was drafted to work in the area, moving radioactive topsoil and burying it, bulldozing people's homes and destroying crops. There was such confusion sometimes. They didn't know which was clean soil and which was contaminated. He said it was like a war zone, like his time in Afghanistan. My mother said he was weary after his time there. The zone was too much for his body, not to mention his mind. When he came home from the zone the first time, my mother started screaming. She forced him to strip at the door. She said he smelled like the reactor. I'll never forget that odor, like metal and ozone. It wasn't long after that his body started to change. My mother nursed him. The strong Soviet hero was becoming a cripple, old before his time. He still would read to us, but from his bed. But towards the end, his vision had started to go. We were no longer welcome at the neighbor's place. We were Chernobyl people. People we had known all of our lives were afraid of us. Don't let your sons near them, or they'll never be able to have children, they'd say. Don't let your daughters marry them, or their babies will die. One night, we all woke up. He was screaming. He was incoherent, but said something was in the room. I thought I smelled ozone, just briefly. I've always been drawn to this zone of exclusion. At first, it was at weekends, traveling out from Kiev when I could. It slowly became more than that. I came here for peace, to find something. I don't know what. To see what he saw maybe. To walk where he walked. This place belongs to some other world now. Traits and trauma inherited on a cellular level. Everything from the insects to the birds and trees. All utterly changed. Maybe the human survivors are now a different species also. I camp out on the edge of the zone. So far I don't think I've been spotted by any of the guards. Or maybe they just don't care. In the years after the accident, the zone was full of bandits and thieves, robbing what they could from people's homes. They sold it at flea markets, spreading a lingering death. Those bandits are long since gone. Everything of value has been taken, exhausted. I think it watches me. I feel its presence. I feel the ozone encroaching on me at night. The forest feels it too. Places where it's been, the berries and mushrooms are bitter. I dare not eat them or drink from the stream. My father told the story before he passed. He and his team sat in the forest taking a break. He saw a black bird fall from the sky. It fell near him, close enough to see its eyes twisted in pain. It was struggling to breathe, to walk, to take flight. It lingered for minutes and then succumbed to its fate. He said he knew in that moment he was as good as dead.
Мне кажется порой, что солдаты с кровавых не пришедшие полей не в землю нашу полегли когда-то, а превратились в белых журавлей. Они до сей поры с времен тех дальних летят и подают нам голоса. Не потому ль так часто и печально мы замолкаем, глядя в небеса. Летит, летит по небу в клин усталый, летит в тумане на исходе дня.